little learners. Welcome back to Camp Read a Lot, a place where we're going to read some books and have some fun. Of course, sing a song all summer long. So let's get started this morning with a song with our dragon friend, Darlita. Say hello, Darlita. Hello. Are you ready? Here it goes. Good morning, it's a sunshine kind of day. Come join Miss Lara for some learning and some play. Will we sing a song? Of course we will. Make our brains strong, like super strong. So come along. Yes, come on, friends, for some learning and some play. All right, Darlita, we have so much to do today. Let me put her away in our beautiful campsite and we'll run through our day. So, can you guess what book we're reading this week? It's the Paperback Princess. And we're going to start off by exploring the character Elizabeth and how she feels throughout the book. And then, of course, we're going to read the book and finish our day with a project. We're going to be making some paper crowns, far more colorful than the one that Miss Lara has on. Are you ready to get started? Okay. So it's very important that each day you check in on how you're feeling. And the characters in books have feelings too. The character in our story this week is Elizabeth. She's a princess. Now I'm going to show you some pictures and we're going to talk about how she might be feeling in the book. Are you ready? Now let's look at Elizabeth's face here. She has a big smile on her face and she's surrounded by hearts. How do you think she's feeling? How about here? Ooh, Elizabeth has her hands on her hips and she's grimacing and growling. How might she be feeling there? And our last one, Elizabeth is talking to Ronald, the prince. Ronald is pointing at her and he doesn't look too happy. I wonder how she's feeling. I always like to sing a song to help me think about how people are feeling. And this is a song we'll sing all week together. Are you ready? It goes like this. You might know the tune. It's to Bingo, like B-I-N-G-O. Let's try it together. There was a princess that I know who was happy all the time. Oh, H-A-P-P-Y, H-A-P-P-Y, H-A-P-P-Y. She was happy all the time. Oh, she was happy. Look at all her hearts and her smile. How about in this one? There was a princess that I know who was angry all the time. Oh, A-N-G-R-Y, A-N-G-R-Y, A-N-G-R-Y. She was angry all the time. Oh, do you ever make this face when you're angry? Hands to hip, really grimace like this? I know I do. Let's see the last one. Oh, I think she's being scolded by Prince Ronald. We'll learn more about that with our book. But that made her upset. So let's sing the lyrics with upset. There was a princess that I know who was upset all the time. Oh, U-P-S-E-T, U-P-S-E-T, U-P-S-E-T. She was upset all the time. Oh, poor Elizabeth. We found out she was happy, she was angry, and she was upset. I wonder how she's going to feel at the end of the story. You know, Elizabeth is my very good friend, and sometimes she writes me letters. I think that's the mailman now. Let's see if Elizabeth wrote me a letter. She's so sweet. Oh, here's the mail. It says, Miss Lara, Valley PBS. And you know, you can send me mail here too. If you try any of the projects or read any of the books that we do, make sure you send me a note. I love to hear from you. Okay, let's see what she put in here. Oh, here's the letter right here. Getting ready. And then she put a little surprise in there. She put, "Dear Miss Lara," that's me, "have I got a story for you." Oh, I wonder what her story could be. "I lived in a castle," ooh, fancy, "wore fancy clothes, and was about to marry a handsome prince when a dragon ruined it all." Oh no! But wait, look what she wrote. "Best thing to ever happen to me. Love, Elizabeth." Did I read that correctly? She lived in a castle, wore fancy clothes, was about to marry a handsome prince, didn't get to do that because a dragon destroyed it all, and she's still happy? Oh, Elizabeth, I must read your story. I hope that's what you included in your package. Oh, let's take a look. Ooh, it says, "To Miss Lara and friends." That's us. Let's open it up. Oh, love getting presents. Presents are my favorite. How about you? Ooh, it says, it's a copy of the book. Yes, let's take a look before we read the book. So it says, "The Paper Bag Princess." Now here's Elizabeth. What do you think the story is going to be about? Elizabeth is a princess. Does she look like a princess in the front of the book? She's not wearing very fancy clothes, is she? And then, let's look at the dragon. Do you notice what the dragon is wearing around his neck? Oh, that's the kind of thing that you wear when you're going to eat something. I hope that he's not going to eat Elizabeth. Oh no. Let's look at the back of the book for more clues about what the story is about. Here's the dragon again. And I can tell it's a fire-breathing dragon because it has a little bit of smoke coming out of its mouth. And there's Elizabeth looking perplexed like this. I wonder. Now there's another surprise in this story that I noticed last night when I was looking at it. Sometimes when you get a book like this, it has special illustration in the center. This one is of the whole dragon. I'll open it up so you can take a look. I wonder what Elizabeth's story is going to be about. Are you ready to watch a video with me that's going to tell the whole story? Let's watch together. It's story time. The Paper Bag Princess by Robert Munsch, retold by Miss Lara. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Elizabeth. She lived in a castle and had expensive princess clothes. Expensive means they cost a lot of money. She was in love with a prince named Ronald. One awful day, a dragon came around and smashed Princess Elizabeth's castle. He also burned all of her expensive clothes and carried off Prince Ronald. Elizabeth decided to chase the dragon and get Ronald back, but all that she had to wear was a burnt paper bag. Elizabeth followed the trail of burnt forests and horses' bones until she came upon the dragon's cave. She banged on the door 3 times. The dragon stuck his nose out of the cave and said, "Ooh, a princess! I love to eat princesses. But I already ate a castle today, and I'm super busy, so come back tomorrow." And with that, he returned deep inside the cave. But Elizabeth was persistent, meaning she did not give up easily. And once again, she banged on the door 3 times. Out came the dragon and said, "Go away! I already told you I love to eat princesses, but I already am full from eating a castle. Come again tomorrow." "Wait," shouted Elizabeth. "Is it true that you're the smartest and fiercest dragon in the whole world?" Fiercest is a word that means wild and dangerous. The dragon replied, "Yes, I am." "Is it true," said Elizabeth, "that you can burn up 10 forests with one fiery breath?" "Oh yes," said the dragon. He took a huge, deep breath and breathed out so much fire that he burned 50 forests. "Fantastic," said Elizabeth. And with that, the dragon took another deep breath and burned up 100 forests. "Magnificent," said Elizabeth. But this time, when the dragon took a big, huge breath, nothing came out. The dragon didn't even have enough fire left to cook a meatball. Then Elizabeth said, "Dragon, is it true you can fly around the whole world in just 10 seconds?" "Yes," said the dragon, and he jumped up and flew around the world in 10 seconds. He was tired when he got back, but Elizabeth said, "Fantastic, do it again." So the dragon flew around the world in 20 seconds. When the dragon got back, he was too tired to talk. He laid down and went straight to sleep. Elizabeth whispered very softly, "Hey, dragon!" But the dragon didn't move. So she shouted, "Hey, dragon!" But still, the dragon didn't budge. Elizabeth walked right over the dragon and opened the door to the cave, and inside was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, "Elizabeth, you're a mess. You smell like ashes, your hair is all tangled, and you're wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back and get me when you're dressed like a real princess." "Ronald," said Elizabeth, "your clothes are really pretty and you look like a real prince, but you're a bum." She decided she didn't love him after all. Woohoo! The end. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sending me that wonderful story. I hope you enjoyed it, boys and girls. Remember that you can read more stories on the Sora app and by checking out your local library. So right now we're in our project space and we're actually going to be making these paper crowns. Now they can be princess crowns or prince crowns or even dragon crowns. It's up to you. So let me run through the materials that you're going to need. You're going to need a brown paper bag, just a plain one from the grocery store, just like this. We're going to need watercolor paints. Now, if you don't have watercolor paints, that's okay. I'm going to show you today another way that you can paint your paper that still looks really beautiful. You're going to need scissors and any decorations of your choice. I chose to keep my crown plain, so it's nice and colorful, but you can add anything you'd like. Okay, to get started, we're going to use our paper bag. And we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut around the lines of the paper bag. So you'll notice here that there's some lines. You can have a grown-up help you with this part, or you can try to tackle it on your own. Notice that when I'm cutting, I am using my helper hand to hold one side of it, the bag, and then using my scissors for the other. So now that I've cut down one side, I'm going to cut and follow another line. What we want to end up with is a big of paper that we can use to make our crown. All right, keep following the lines. Here we go. I'm going to try to take the rectangle out from the bottom. Now this is just a plain old grocery store bag that I got at my local grocery store. Here we go, almost there. Isn't it so fun when you're so close? And one more line to go. Boop. See, I removed the bottom of the rectangle like this bag, and we're left with a big, long piece of paper. The next thing you're going to want to do is remove the handles. So I'm going to go through and cut the handles off like this. Now you can use those handles for another thing, maybe to make a bracelet or a necklace to go along with your crown. That would be interesting. Once you have your very large sheet of paper like this, you're actually going to want to cut out some spikes on your paper. That's going to be the crown part, just like this. Okay, so how I cut the spikes is I just kind of grab on one side of the paper, and then I go up and down. It's the same method you might use if you're cutting grass. Have you ever made grass on a project? It's the same thing. I'm going to cut out triangles all the way around, just like that. And here we go. Triangles, triangles, all the way down. Now another way that I like to remember what I'm doing is it kind of looks like dragon's teeth, doesn't it? There was a dragon in our story. Oh, that dragon. It was trying to eat Princess Elizabeth. I'm so grateful that dragons aren't real. Can you imagine? We had to live our lives worried about dragons eating us? Oh, I think I would be one of the first ones to be eaten. I'm too friendly. All right, let's keep cutting our crown up and down, till we make a really good crown. Now for parents, it is so important that your child be able to cut on a line. It really helps build their fine motor skills. And as you know, in kindergarten, they really emphasize writing. So these types of activities where they're having to cut with a specific purpose really helps build their muscles in their hands. Play-Doh also helps with that too. Okay, a few more teeth, a few more dragon teeth. Whew, my crown is looking spectacular. I think Princess Elizabeth would approve. Okay, so we have a bunch of scraps here that again we could use for different things. I'm just going to clean it off here so you can see. This is what your crown is going to look like. Whew, looks kind of spiky, doesn't it? The next step is you're going to wrap it around your head. So let's wrap it around like this, just like I'm doing there. And you're going to figure out where you're going to need to staple it. So you can use a stapler or you can use glue, whatever you have on hand. And you can just take it and close it up so that it fits on your head. I'm using a stapler because, well, we don't have a lot of time for the glue to dry. So I'm putting it on. Ooh, and there is my crown. Isn't it glamorous? The next step is going to be adding some color. We need a colorful crown, of course. So for this step, you're actually going to need some water. So I'm going to put some water that I have here in a jar right in these little containers I have. Now remember I told you that you might need watercolors? Well, I thought about it and I said, well, what if my friends at home don't have watercolors? I bet you what they do have is some food coloring, and that's what we're going to use. We're going to use some food coloring. Now be very careful with food coloring because it does stain and there's no getting it off. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to add a dot of red. Red, and then I'm going to add some blue to my middle one. Ooh, and See, and then I'll add some yellow. Those are the primary colors, aren't they? You can use a paintbrush, but again, if you don't have a paintbrush, another tool you might use is this. It is a little clip like this that you might use to hang clothes with a little pom-pom that I found at the place where everything costs $1. And you're going to take your crayon and you're going to dip your little pom-pom right in the paint. And you're going to start to paint it up. Let's get some more color on here. Ooh, we need a little more color. So I'm going to add it directly on there so you can see it here in TV land. I think I added a bit too much water to my containers. That happens, boys and girls. But you can kind of see how it looks. And you can make it all kinds of swirly patterns. You can make straight lines, zigzags, any kind of way you like. So I am making a blue crown, and then I'm adding straight lines up and down, up and down. Now it's so important that when you read books that you have these extension activities to connect the content to something students will later want to do. So I'm imagining students wearing these crowns and acting out the story, pretending to be Princess Elizabeth, going to get her prince, only to be told, "Ooh, I don't like you. You have a paper bag on." That was not very nice, was it? Let's add a little bit more red. Here, add it directly on. Now, of course, if you're doing this at home, you will have your watercolors in the container. Miss Lara just added a bit too much water there. Okay, look at that. And if you can mix the colors together like this. All right, boys and girls. Soon enough, when you cover your whole crown, it will look like this. A beautiful, colorful princess crown, prince crown, even dragon crown that you can wear at home to act out the story. I hope that you give it a try. And if you do, please send me a note here at the station so I can see what you look like wearing it. I might even feature you here on our show. Okay, so let me tell you what we're going to do tomorrow before we end our day with a goodbye song. Tomorrow we're going to continue learning about the paper bag princess, and we're going to make some paper bag puppets to act out our story. I hope that you can make it back. For now, I have a new goodbye song for you. It's to letters of the alphabet. We'll see how far we get, okay? Here we go. Do you know this letter? Letter A. A is for amazing, that's what you are. B is for brave, that'll carry you far. C is for caring and community. D is for determined to be the best you can be. E is for empathy, caring for all. F is for friends that'll catch you when you fall. G is for grateful for everything around. H is for hopeful, there's more good to be found. I is for imagine all the fun things we could do. J is for joyful, how I feel when I'm with you. K is for kind to people and animals too. And L is for love, put it in all that you do. M is for mindful, be present every day. N is for nice words in everything you say. O is for original, always be you. P is for persevere until you make it through. Q is for quiet, all the bad thoughts. R is for remember all the greatness you've got. S is for strong, body and mind. T is for talent, why not make yours being kind? U is for unique, special and loved. V is for victorious, always rise above. W's for worthy and wonderful too. X, don't X out those mistakes. They help make you you. Y is for yes, we're getting to the end of this rhyme. And that's the alphabet. I'll see you next time. All right, boys and girls, I will see you tomorrow. Please remember to come back with your paper bags. We'll be making the prince, the dragon, and the princess. And of course, we'll be reading more about Elizabeth's adventures, and we might even hear about Prince Ronald. Until then, Miss Lara sends you a big squeeze and a big smooch. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.